we forget about sometimes why relics, there's a theological aspect. Because the Gnostics taught that the physical body was evil, that you had to liberate the soul from the body. But when God created the human body, he said it's very good. So the body can be grace-bearing as well as the soul. The soul and the body are together. The Holy Fathers tell us you can't talk about a human person. If you look at the body, it's only a part of a person, not the person. If you speak about the soul, you're speaking about a part of the person, but not the whole person. You know, every one of the Holy Fathers that wrote against Manichaeans repeated this over and over again. So the relics, one thing they testify to us, that the human body can be grace-bearing also, that everything God created was good. And when we look at the relics, first thing to think is, yes, the human body is good, it can be grace-bearing. And the relics draw our faith. You know, we don't have so much to faith in the relics as the relics are a magnet that draws our soul toward faith. We remember these great saints who struggled in the two big chests are the Kiev caves, the far caves and the near caves, how they struggled in that time. And it draws our mind into the spiritual reality that the resurrection is going to happen. You know, the body may be transfigured to something spiritual, but the body will be there. And these relics, I acquired, most of these relics came to us from Metropolitan Theodosius. I didn't know him very well, but he called me to come to Pittsburgh. He wanted me to hear his confession. And when I came, he gave me all the relics that he'd acquired while he was Metropolitan. He said, I want them to go to your monastery because I know they'll be treated properly. And okay, we brought them, half are still upstairs. But actually, two of the relics were given to Vladika Barlam on Mount Athos, the Andreev Monastery. They were all getting old, they wanted an igumen. They tried to bribe Vladika Barlam to come to be their igumen to take over. They gave him some relics hoping to lure him back. So that's how we got a couple of the relics. But almost all of these came from Metropolitan Theodosius to us. I mean, some came from other sources, but in general, these are the ones. But I have to tell you especially about relic of St. Dymphna. She's you turn to her sometimes for mentally ill people, because her father was mentally ill, he killed her. But she's sort of patron for mentally ill people. And we had a young Romanian fellow who was most likely bipolar, but he had mental illness. And he was, this amazing story to me anyway, he was walking near Roman Catholic Church. You know, they got rid of relics. He was walking near the church and he saw something looked like a coin on the gutter. He picked it up and it was a little reliquary with relic of St. Dymphna, patroness of mentally ill people. So he brought it to the monastery and we had the relic of St. Dymphna. Sometimes a priest from someplace else will borrow it from us because they have somebody having mental problems. You know, you have to be extremely ignorant to think that mental illness is demonic or demons. You know, they had to think that in the old days because they didn't know in any sense about what the brain was and what it did. But this is a dysregulation in the chemistry and architecture of the brain. Anyway, some people will come, they take the relics of St. Dymphna, and we have an icon, which I usually have a copy of the icon made for them, as well as St. Dymphna. And they take it and have the akaphist in their church, and maybe have a povicere or something, and they bless the person with the relics and they bring them back to us. And but it was amazing how he, of all people, should stumble on that relic. But the rest, almost all came from Metropolitan Theodosius. Except the Panagia of Vladika John of San Francisco, that came from Georgi Pavlovich Petrikeo. He knew Metropolitan Anthony. He knew St. John when he was a little boy. Because he was one of the favorite altar boys of Blajika John in Shanghai. And so he brought the Panagia to us. So, but to remember, every time you reverence the relics, the body can be grace-bearing. There's going to be the resurrection, and it will be transfigured into a spiritual body, but there's going to be the resurrection. And the relics testify to the sanctity of the body. And we should remember that when we have a Puhalo, what do you call in Russian, a funeral? I can't remember right now. Anyway, when we have a funeral, a burial, we're not disposing of the remains. We're burying in the ground a sacred treasure, a treasure that God created and loves, and which He'll raise up on the last day. Too. That's why the funeral is so sacred. You know, we have a parastas, a panagida, or a funeral. We're uniting heaven and earth together because we're praying for somebody in the panagida, but we hope they're praying for us up there too. Yes. So we're praying for them, they're praying for us. And what comfort do they get from it? We commemorated them, it means we still love them, that our love is still there. So we exchange love between heaven and earth in a memorial service, or even a funeral service. It's that real connection of the heavenly with the earthly in that time. And the relics also bring us into that connection, the heavenly and the earthly together.